Okay, it's not that cold here. It looks like the ground is a little slick, so I guess we could have like a thin layer of ice, but we didn't get thunderstorms. We just got drizzle. Um, like a drizzle, and it's like 41 degrees. I think if it drops to like 34, 32, then maybe the ice will freeze and it'll be a problem. But I don't know if they were expecting a torrential downpour, but they said they thought people might actually be out of power for 3 to 4 weeks. And I'm like, how you know that? Right? Because it's like they're saying it's really severe, and I don't really see anything. I don't really see anything. So let me know what y'all seeing over there. It said, did you see Mark Cuban is offering Mendoza 20 million to play another year at Indiana? Wow. 20 million to go back to Indiana? No, but what I did see is that people are pointing out the ages of Indiana's player, and they say they're cheating because their players, 47 of their players are between 22 to 25 or 22 to 27, somewhere like that. Which means that they comprise the players, most of the players are grown men, NFL age, playing college age kids. Imagine Juju playing against somebody that's 25, playing against somebody that's 26. Ugh, it should not be the majority. So it sounds like to me that the coach at Indiana stacked his team with adults, knowing he was playing children, and used the check down system to kind of cheat the system. And he did go 16-0, but he didn't go 16-0 with 17, 18, 19, 20-year olds, which normally when you finish college in 4 years, you're 22. His age, or like there's a bunch of grad students technically, right? Up to 25. Is Shiloh even 25 yet? And imagine if everybody was a grad student and you're playing against 17, 18, 19, 20-year olds. That's not fair. So I think they're cheating at Indiana. That's cheating. That's just cheating. And then using the whole check down thing. No, there's nothing wrong with check down, but let's not act like that's what people want to see. Let's not act like Mendoza's like that, right? They want Mendoza to be like that. They use football as a wealth transfer system, which is why they didn't want NIL, because then black people would get played. Let's just be honest. Black people will get paid, and they don't want that, right? They just don't want that. It's somebody mad that Dante Moore got 7.5 million, and somebody gonna have to outdo him. That's what it is. That's just what it is. So they want Mendoza to be number one. Why wasn't Dylan number one? They made Dylan a check down king. Why he didn't come out number one overall? Let's just be honest. Why didn't he come out number one overall? Why didn't Tyler Shaw come out number one? Why didn't Jackson Dart come out number one? I don't even think he's a check down king. But Tyler Shaw is. So why didn't he come out in the first round? They want this kid. This is just what they want. It's not who he is. It's not what represents the game. It's just what they want. That's just what it is. And people need to understand what's happening is about what people want and not what it's supposed to be. Just like Lane Kiffin, right? Lane Kiffin knew what he was doing when he put out the MAGA slogan with the purple and gold. And Jordan Seaton, I was thinking to myself when I heard he committed there. I'm like, from Colorado, Boulder, Colorado to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, good luck in the boot. And that was yesterday. Here we are today. So his coach is straight full on against people that look like Jordan Seaton. See what money make you do? And I hope he got what he was looking for. But I'd be shocked if he did. Because if they clearly don't value black people, why the hell would I pay you? So I don't know what he got. And it really don't matter. The point is, that's what you signed up for. So now you have to hope and pray they value you enough to not screw you over and get somebody else that look like them and put them in front of you. One of the things I think Seaton forgot is that Bucky and them made him. If it wasn't for all that free marketing, we wouldn't know who Jordan Seaton is. Name me 3 left tackles from other schools. And the way they run the program. And they liked him, right? They felt like he was loyal. I don't know how they feel now, but I don't see it. And now look at where he ended up. He got a head coach that's clearly a fool to put the university out there like that. LSU has 8 university systems. And for him to take their colors and have hats made like that, to put it out there, and then you deleted it. 14 million people saw it before it was apparently deleted. Or I'm sorry, 14 million people saw it because other people kept it. So how stupid are you to delete something that other people already had? Once it went out there on X, everybody saw it. I'll share it. Why not? Why not? Because 14 million people already saw it. So what am I hiding, right? Let me see. Here it is right here. So it looks like when it went out, let me share it on my screen. It looks like when it went out, 14 million people had already seen it, or 11 million people, something like that. Maybe it's one, I don't know. But a lot of people saw it. Let me share it. I mean, it just proves Lane Kiffin is an idiot. That's what this proves to me. It proves he's an idiot. It proves what I said. They only moved Lane Kiffin to disrupt the 2 black quarterbacks that were over there. Let me ask you a question. Where the hell did LSU's coach go? Remember, LSU is a school that Kyron Lacey went to. After what happened to Kyron Lacey and the way LSU responded and the coach responded, and we pointed out that the damn district attorney went to LSU for law school. So you think people at LSU didn't know Kyron Lacey was innocent and they withheld that information? Now you see why they withheld it. Lane Kiffin posts tell you who they are. It told you not just who he is, who they are, because they hired him. And they probably pushed the other guy out the way after people started talking about Kyron Lacey's situation. And once he was gone, it died down. Why? Because LSU state troopers protect LSU. Did they bother to stop and ask, are they still working there? They don't want to. That kid was targeted and people knew he was a first round draft pick and people knew he was innocent, but they sat on the damn information. So they pushed out the coach and brought in Lane Kiffin. It's not a coincidence that most of the coaches that got fired had black quarterbacks. The white one that got fired had a black quarterback, Virginia Tech. And they probably moved him out the way because they knew they was going to push James Franklin out. But after the whole Sandusky scandal, I don't even know why the hell he want to work there anyway. I see why Marcus Freeman went back to school. It's a safer space, except for LSU and Baton Rouge. It is well known that if you are black, do not send your child to LSU. That's not new. But I guess when you're chasing the bag, you can't learn from other people's experiences. And that's what it's given. And now you're being made a mockery of. I understand it was playing in your face. When he took that photo with Oregon, nothing happened that night because they was never serious. They was just trying to prove a point, using him like a rag doll to show we got Coach Prime Boy. Well, we got another young man. But that's how they going to treat him. That's why I say good luck down there in the booth. Baton Rouge ain't Boulder. Understand that. Understand that it's dangerous as hell. First of all. So yeah, Lane Kiffin decided to rear his head since he feeling all high and mighty, since they gifted him all his damn money. And he don't give a damn that most of his team is black. It shows you that they look at you as labor. And if they paid you, it was so you could leave Coach Prime's program. So he wouldn't have another first round pick. So that's what they say. That's what they think. But that was the goal. Just like having Coach Prime come from Jackson State back to a PWI with Travis. The goal is the same. Bring that boy here. That's what it is. Luckily, Travis knew his worth. And he's actually right. He was right to stay where he was. And you see, he still won the Heisman. He still went first round. So there was no excuse. other than to go out and feel like you're him. I mean, the run block grade told you it was a 55, like that it wasn't all that. So what the hell was they supposed to be paying $5 million for? I mean, just the simple fact of business. If Texas passed and got somebody for $300,000 a day, they making interviews with you, then why the hell would LSU pay you what you wanted from Texas if Texas didn't pay it? Maybe they just got money to waste. But it just proves that the anti-black sentiment is alive and well. And George Seaton signed up for it. So good luck in the boot. Good luck with that shit. All right. So we were talking earlier about I don't know if y'all saw my video I dropped not too long ago about Andrew Berry. Is he being pushed out? It sure looks like it. And go watch it because they didn't just bring in anybody. So go watch that video and then we'll talk about how Atlanta has played themselves miserably. Before I tell you about Atlanta, let me give you something that pertains to Atlanta. The Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills fan base, I told y'all yesterday, wanted their coach back. And they have signed a petition and collected over 40,000 plus signatures demanding that the Bills rehire McDermott. The Bills are so desperate to be disrespectful to McDermott, they have interviewed Phillip Rivers as their next head coach. That's how they try to be disrespectful to McDermott. And the only thing I can see is that he was very kind and complimentary of Shedeur Sanders, unless there's something else we don't know about. But how is it that he has not had one interview? And why is it, if he's bad, why is it he kicked out the league? Or why is it 40,000+ fans have added their name to a petition? The same type of petition the Atlanta Falcons fans need to get together and demand that Stefanski is fired. 40,000+ in Buffalo is huge. Let me tell you why. Because their old stadium held 71,000. But in 2026, their new stadium, which has less seats and is supposed to be more intimate, only has 60,000 seats. I mean, that's only 20,000 people that haven't signed just yet, which means your whole seating capacity wants you to bring back McDermott. This is now the third fan base to revolt against the team and demand they do right by the fans. First it was Browns, now it's the Falcons. Well, then it was the Falcons, and now it's McDermott. And all three seem to be tied to Shedeur Sanders. Unless somebody else can tell me why that man was fired. It's because he said Shedeur is him, basically. I did a video about it. Make sure you check that one out. So I think the Falcons fans need to get together a petition to fire Kevin Stefanski. You don't have to take that. If the Bills don't have to sit on their hands and deal with another coach, they want McDermott back or else, then that's what the Falcons fans need to do. Then it's what the Browns fans need to do when they're ready to get a new owner. Not only do they need to get a petition, they need to stay home. So we got three fan bases erupting. And the Falcons, let's get to them. So the Falcons have messed up big time. On X earlier today, there was a conversation that I think Jamel Hill entered into, and I came in after that because they were talking about why should the Atlanta fans be concerned about Shedeur Sanders in Cleveland. I'm like, y'all know what? Let me tell y'all something. I said, y'all do it exactly to Shedeur or the fans. Y'all doing exactly to the fans what y'all did to Colin Kaepernick. Let me be clear. You're trying to Colin Kaepernick your fans. This is Colin Kaepernick 2.0. You pissed off because the trick didn't work And now you're trying to convince fans that they should, black fans, you try to convince decent people. You try to convince black fans. You try to convince all NFL fans that's paying attention that they should give a damn about Shedeur Sanders. See, you can't do that. Once again, you miscalculated. See, you thought sliding in Matty Ice, you thought sliding in Penix was going to be the starter, and that would grease everybody up to accept Stefanski, because why should they give a damn about what's happening in Cleveland? Shedeur is loved and has 20 million fans and the highest selling jersey for a rookie. And as a rookie, the top 5, along with veterans, selling jersey. And you thought you were going to convince all of the people that spent $250 million, which is well over 2 million people, by the way. You thought you were going to convince them to not give a damn about Shedeur. Arrogance. This is nothing but arrogance and stupidity. And since the NFL has already been down this damn road after they banned black players in 1932, all of them, and then had to revert because society. Well, guess who society is? Your fans. This is nothing but arrogance and narcissism. It's a dangerous combination. 10 head coaching vacancies, and they want to hire nobody black. Cleveland can't find nobody to get that damn job. And now they want to go get somebody biracial to throw into the mix. Why? To satisfy the Rooney Rule? Yeah, we know. Now Raheem Morris is a finalist in Atlanta to satisfy the Rooney Rule. Why the hell would you fire Raheem Morris from Atlanta and hire him in Arizona? Why didn't he just keep his job and you sent Stefanski to Arizona? Why the hell was it so important for Stefanski to bring his circus show to Atlanta? Who face you really playing in? Y'all say he know where all the bodies are buried, but then you sent him to Atlanta with number 4 still on the loose. Oh, okay. Where Coach Prime built this city as far as the NFL is concerned. And you thought about it because that's where Matt Ryan and Michael Penix Jr. come in at, but it didn't work and it's not working. So now you got your goons on the internet running around trying to tell people they shouldn't care about Shedeur, and all you doing is pissing people off. Because now we see Colin Kaepernick. We see exactly what you were doing to Colin Kaepernick. You wasn't just mad because he took a knee. You was mad that he worked for you and he gave a damn about what he wanted to give a damn about. People that look like him, and you didn't want him to give a damn about black people because you're showing us right now you don't give a damn about black people. Like I said, they lucky as hell. Shedeur ain't sued because Kaepernick did and he won. This is a slam dunk case. And maybe it'll get there. But not before they keep making or turning this league into a disaster. Who remembers me posting weeks ago that is AZZ? I said this league is AZZ. Now I'm seeing people weeks later say the NFL is a hot mess. I said it weeks ago because I could see it coming. And it's going to get worse. Who remembers me saying it's going to get infinitely worse before it gets better? They think this 1932. They know society going to have something to say. They going to take their chances. And they act like we got to hurry up and do this now or we'll never be able to do it. Is it working? It's the off season. I hear people talking about UCF and all other kind of stuff, and they just turned off from all of this anti-blackness. People want to see exciting football, not your racial politics. And Lane Kiffin done opened up a goddamn can of worms down there in the booth. It's embarrassing to be a booster. It's embarrassing to be an athlete, especially a black athlete at LSU. You're foolish now. And people try to tell you, stay away from there. And now they telling you who they are. Let's see if he get fired. I doubt it. How much is his buyout? You see? I mean, they have cause to fire him, without a buyout, but I bet they don't do it. And you're going to be right there. That's why you got to do your homework. People told y'all stop sending your black athletes to LSU. Y'all knew better than we did what it was. And now they want to tell everybody. How you feel now? You should feel stupid. You should feel stupid. You should feel played and dumb. Because they get to control how soon you get to the league and how high you go. Because they're going to work with their partners over there where you trying to work. Kyron Lacey. One day the truth will come out about why they withheld his innocence. Some people already know. They just ain't talking. Stay safe out there. So people need to understand something. There is no amount of convincing people not to care about Shedeur Sanders, the most Googled athlete in the world. You had to be dumb plumb out of your mind. The son of the legend Deion Sanders in the city that he put on the map as far as football is concerned. I have pictures in my phone from places that I go in the city that have either or still selling Deion Sanders jersey or they just wearing it. It amazes me because I always think, when was the last time Coach Prime played football? When did he play here in Atlanta? They don't play. Everybody in this city ain't racist. You can't even live here and be like that. You got to get the hell on. You got to get the hell on. And I'm sure they would like to change that. And I'm sure that the Falcons, this has something to do with that. This is to see how many black people they can get to come cheer for them and to say to hell with Shedeur. That's what this was. You had to know they knew it was going to be a problem. That's why the media is keep trying it, but they getting toe up. And now we back at Kaepernick. You want to Colin Kaepernick this situation. You want to Colin Kaepernick your fan base so they don't care about a young man because he black. We're not supposed to care about Shedeur because he black. You're going to lose with that. The moment somebody put their picture side by side and somebody else talk about it, you're going to lose. You already losing. You messed up big time thinking you can control what another person thinks. All you can control is yourself, and you can't even do that. You messed up big time thinking you were going to turn black people against each other in the name of football. Have you lost your goddamn mind? Do you not know who the Wyoming 14 or 16 are? 14 or 16 black athletes, after something happened in this country, decided to band together. And their white head coach told these black athletes at Wyoming, football comes before civil rights. Go read the story about it. It's good. People revolted. He was fired. He should have been fired sooner, in my opinion, but he was fired. By the next season, he was gone. People revolted. And you had to know there was probably only a few black people up there, and people revolted. Stop assuming everybody is racist and is going to be okay with this. Gatorade should have been speaking up about Shedeur. A lot of them want to move away from Nike because they said a matter of time. But you're not going to tell the fans, we can't care about Shedeur. You can't control that. And the only reason you want to control it is because you feel like he has power that you don't want him with. And he ain't even using it against you. Y'all lucky. Because anybody else with that kind of power could go start their own shit and would do it. And 20 million going with him. 2 million people bought his jerseys. You need 42 NFL stadiums to fill up and accommodate seating for all of the people that brought Shedeur jerseys. Y'all don't even have 42 stadiums, and you making the ones you got smaller because people are losing interest. And you think this is some desperate cry for help to come watch us. You're going to end up with just fanatics who don't give a damn about nothing. This is their religion, and that ain't a lot of people. The Browns fan base showed you that. So what you gonna do now when the Browns fan base, that stadium is sparse, Buffalo is sparse, and Atlanta is empty? You thought you could control what black people think. You thought you could use racism to stoke the fires. No, it's just the off season. Now you have to probably abandon your effort to lose with Michael Penix Jr. and you're going to have to win with a black quarterback because they ain't going to let you move Michael Penix Jr. out the way. And now everybody is looking for the fraud where you intentionally get black players hurt and insurance companies pay their salaries because Joe Burrow gets turf toe. See, everybody watching now. So now you got to go down there and win. And he can't turn Michael Penix Jr. into no villain because he couldn't do it to Shedeur, but he damn sure tried. And that seems to be all he knows because he's not a real coach. I don't even hear people talking about them two-time Coach of the Year awards because that is ridiculous. No two-time Coach of the Year is that sorry. And he was hired for other reasons. He was rewarded for failing. And one day somebody going to have to answer that. They just don't think it's today. And idiots like Lane Kiffin don't understand that things change. He must not know what he is. The Falcons have messed up big time. And the one thing, the person they need is a person they don't even want to call, and that's Coach Brian. The players don't want to play that. They just can't say it. They have to put on their smiling face and go out there and do their job. But the fans, It should already be biased, not biased, but it should already be Fire Stefanski again. It should already be that. And I think the Falcons fans are trying to find a way to hold these people accountable. But what they don't understand is y'all gonna have to make the sacrifice to stay home. Just like them Browns fans did. You have to let them tickets go to $6 and you better go find something else to do and don't watch it on TV. We just went through this. We just went through a whole season of being live, talking about the game, talking about anything, but we couldn't watch the game. And I'm very proud that we did that. And when we found out Shedeur was playing, we watched. They can keep lying on Shedeur and retaliating against every single person that supports Shedeur. And it seems like that's what's going on with McDermott. And the media don't want to talk about that. They want to retaliate against Baker Mayfield. I ain't worried about that. I don't think Baker Mayfield gonna cry because you retaliate against him. He already been there. But you see, he still worked there. They think they hurting McDermott's feelings. They, again, lucky because I know some other people would sue. It's so many people that have been retaliated against. Hell, if they all talk to each other and hire one law firm, they would own several of these damn teams. But everybody got their way of handling things, so it's just going to keep spiraling. And it's going to get infinitely worse before it gets better. And they're going to have to retaliate against every single person. When you tell one lie, you have to tell another. Nobody wants that job in Cleveland because who the hell wants to be discriminating against a black quarterback? That's illegal. They just playing in black people's faces with the Rooney Rule. You haven't hired one black person out of 10. Oh, okay. They're already trying to push Andrew Berry out. We knew it was coming, but damn. They already on it. Let me see if I can share what transpired earlier today. And people were trying to let people know that y'all not sitting up gonna tell us not to care about Shedeur. I want you to know that's their narrative. Oh, that's Cleveland. We don't worry about that. Too damn bad. We don't give a damn what you do. We don't give a damn if you don't care about Shedeur. We do. 20 million people do, and you knew that. You knew that because of all that money you made off that damn jersey. And you know how you know they arrogant and they trying to hold him hostage? You know they can send him to another team and sell some more jerseys. They don't even want to do that. They don't even want to make money with Shedeur. You know why? Because they can't control it. They will be enriching a black man, and that's not what they want to do. They can't control it. It doesn't go to them. It goes to him. They don't want to admit that black quarterbacks can lead, elevate the game. They work too hard to suppress Lamar. They trying to ship him out of Baltimore. For what? Oh, we can't let him stay. That's like Stefanski. Stefanski got fired. They trying to Andrew Berry. See, they got to continuously disrupt the black man. Blame the black guy. Only black GMs have been fired. And they know it. And they know it's wrong. They know it's racist. They know it's discriminatory. They know it's illegal, but they're going to do it. They just going to keep doing it. Lane Kiffin knew what he did was wrong. That's why he tagged who he tagged. And that's why the other people not worried about nothing. Which should make you wonder. How long before the pendulum swings? All right, so how many people here? Over 200 people. Hit the like button, please. Let me see if I can find this post. I guess it was a lot of posting happening. I guess it was a lot of posting happening. Okay, here it is right here. Y'all know who Z is. I think Z is the guy from Cleveland that y'all see on IG. The fan that's always posting, about Cleveland, whatever. I think he actually liked the post. This is it right here. All right, so this is my response. Let's go to what was said. Let's see. It said, and Jamel Hill was in there. Let me tell you what she said first. Let me make sure y'all can see it. Okay, all right, so I made it larger. Okay, Jamel Hill said, because some of you misunderstood, period. She's clarifying. It said, ATL fans I know aren't saying Deion should be the coach over Stefanski. They are saying they don't trust Stefanski because they don't like how he treated, aka abused, Shedeur Sanders. It said they love should be plural. I mean, it should be present tense. It said they love Shedeur by extension. So if I knew her, I would say no. They love present day Deion Sanders. They love Shedeur Sanders by extension. So she's right about that part. But it ain't past tense on Coach Prime. And I don't know why anybody would think that. As somebody that is currently in the 404, it is present day. Present day. They don't past tense love Coach Prime. They love that man. Because there's been nobody else. And nobody else has put the city on like that, except for maybe Michael Vick. And you have generations. It said they love Shedeur by extension. So this guy, Ben asked why. It said, what part about how Stefanski treated Shedeur do ATL fans have an issue with? It said he was a 5th round pick and started more games than any other quarterback on the Browns roster, including the one drafted ahead of him. So this guy thinks that because Shedeur was a 5th round pick, that he deserved to be abused. Since he thinks that because Shedeur started more games than Dillon, and I don't know how many games Dillon started, that it's okay. And what happened? See how this is no different than the Wyoming. I think it's 14. It's no different than the Wyoming 14. Football is expected to supersede civil rights. Shedeur Sanders' civil rights were being violated. Were violated from May to January 2026. From May 25 to January 26, and I'm pretty sure I could go back to January 2025 when they started all of this. It actually started at CU when he hit number 1. But this post proves how ignorant people are. to think that football, because it's played somewhere else, or because Shedeur was pushed down in the draft, and that is a problem in itself because it was illegal. It was collusion. The very definition of collusion is restricting a player's movement. And then they devalued him because they discriminated against him because they're black, and it was premeditated because they knew before the damn combine, according to Mel Kiper Jr., the NFL does not want quarterbacks like Shedeur Sanders now. So you did all of that to be evil and exploit him for likes and clicks and humiliate him. Shedeur got him $1 billion lawsuit on his hands because he's not the only one. And it's people that think football supersede abuse, but they would never even think to do nothing like this to Josh Allen. They can't even blame him for 4 interceptions and hold him accountable. Only black quarterbacks can't win the big game. But Josh Allen's head coach gets fired. And he didn't get fired because of the game. He got pushed out because of Shedeur. He got pushed out because he supports Shedeur. And that's why they can't find nobody in Cleveland, because don't nobody want to be hired to abuse Shedeur. And it's obvious that the Browns are holding him hostage. I told y'all, Shedeur gonna get traded and the Browns don't. Because these foolish types of conversations that think that religion football supersedes people's civil rights is what's gonna blow it all up. Stefanski gone, and they trying to justify hiring an abuser. They were pissed off that Michael Vick had a situation with some animals, and it was bad. But was Ben Roethlisberger any better? No, and his was with humans. They don't give a damn about human life if it ain't a white man. And the white women supporting this shit is just as disgusting. Especially if you have kids. They want to perpetuate the sentiment that football is a deity and supersedes black civil rights. That's a damn lie. And you gonna find out, just like you found out after 1932. And you don't even need a court of law. It's already 3 fan bases revolting. Wait till they find out in Baltimore why they really kicked him out. And Josh Allen better have nothing to do with it, with them 4 interceptions. When Josh Allen came into this league, he let it be known before he even came into this league that he had issues. He was racist. Then he marries a half black woman, and I don't know how that works out. But there's no reason for a successful coach to be pushed out because he liked a black quarterback that the owners took off the board. So my part was decent ATL fans, black ATL fans, decent people in general have a problem with the abuse part, a problem with Stefanski dehumanizing and discriminating against Shedeur Sanders. You should have a problem with that part too. See, they want to act like it didn't happen. Oh, he was a 5th round pick. He got what 5th round picks get. First of all, he wasn't a goddamn 5th round pick. Would you like to talk about how he got to the 5th round? Because we know he came in as a 1st rounder. We know when the draft started, he was a 1st rounder. They say they locked him out. Why? His skill set didn't change. His skill set did not change. So it proves that you colluded. It proves you robbed him of $40 million, and you're going to owe him about $400 million when this is over with, because you don't know when to stop. You don't know when to stop. You are not convincing anybody to not give a damn about Shedeur. And every team that tried to end his career before it started has already experienced failure. And nobody even wants to work for the Browns. Hell, Mike McDaniel canceled his Buffalo interview. He don't even want to work there. And why they want it to be Mike McDaniel? Because he biracial. They want to send him up there to Buffalo because nobody else wants that job. They want to send another biracial man to Cleveland because nobody wants that job. All they're going to do is throw them in the trash next year. They don't want to do that to a white guy, though. Like we've been saying. We're going to wait and see what God does. And so far, it's happening. Now, I don't know what's going to happen to Lane Kiffin and LSU, but I can't imagine being a black athlete, nothing. Professor being quiet, I can't imagine. I cannot imagine because he deleted it because he was wrong. Now, he needs to suffer the consequences for that. But that's up for LSU and they people in Baton Rouge to do. I got to pick and choose. The Falcons fans need to start a petition and demand Kevin Stefanski is fired. Just like the Buffalo fans have started a petition and demand that McDermott is rehired. And the Browns fans need to get a petition for any kind. Y'all got so many issues over there. You need new ownership if you want to beat anything. And that's what you need to sign a petition to do. And you need to talk to the Green Bay Packers fans and find out how to force the sale of that team and go to the same type of ownership that the Green Bay Packers have. And they got their problems too. And how did the fans respond? Green Bay Packers fans sold their tickets to Detroit Lions fans so there will be a blowout. And they have a wait for 50 years for tickets because they were sending a message. They didn't even want their coach because he was failing. And he fell right up into one hell of an extension. So maybe just stay home because y'all do have different ownership over there and you're still getting screwed. So maybe just find something else to do. All right, let me see what y'all are saying. Yeah, this is the era of accountability. Like these people really think they can come out here and tell black people not to give a damn about black people or tell decent people not to give a damn about black people. You get the hell on with that. It said if Stefanski didn't get hired as ATL's head coach for lightning speed, I would have loved for him to get traded here. I don't know why on earth you want Stefanski to be anywhere. It said they chose this traitor and head coach for the city, a lot of black Americans in the U.S. It said we'll see if the leopard changes his stripes. Well, don't hold your breath. It said the flyest show on the planet. It said Grand Rising. How you doing? How you doing, Carly? And chat, it said, how is everyone on this cold evening? It said, real cold here in Maryland. Oh, okay, what's the temperature there in Maryland? Hey, Kay, how you doing? Stay warm. It said, like, hype, and subscribe. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Hope everybody's keeping warm. Yeah, I think it's only 41 here. Yeah, I think it's only 41 degrees here. Let's see. Maybe it changed. Let's see if it went down a little bit because it's later. It is 35. So yeah, it did go down. It says severe weather. So when it starts to get down to the like freezing temperatures, then yeah, they try to bring pets and cover up your plants and bring people inside. I heard somebody say something really good. They said if y'all have family that's by themselves, let them come over to your place so that they're not going through this alone, especially older relatives. I think that's a great idea. I think that's a great idea. Hey Tina, welcome back. Welcome back. Hey Miss D. It said, hey Chad, I'm doing okay. Stay warm. Okay. It said, hey Nola, I sent you an email with links attached to it. Let me know what you think. Okay, Crowley, I'll check it out. Thank you so much. Hey Julian, welcome back. It said it's Saturday night and we ain't got nowhere to go. Yeah, everything is closed. Everything is closed. That is true. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jam. It said Philly is waiting for the snow. It said, where are y'all waiting for this storm? Atlanta, y'all can drop your city area code in the chat. Julian was asking where I left it on the screen, where people are waiting on a storm from. Yes, 35 here. Woo. So hopefully, I'm assuming when it gets rain like that, when it gets so cold, we'll probably get sleep. We won't get rain. I think it actually says we'll probably get sleep. It said ice storm. These conditions are expected to last until 10 a.m. Monday. So tomorrow's a stay-in day, January 26th. Oh, okay. It says, I knew they said about Monday at 10 a.m. I thought they said that's when a lot of the ice would start to form, but maybe that was I was watching weather from all over different places. So that might have been further up north. It says by 3 a.m. it'll be 32, 7 a.m. Let's see here. When does the temperature change? Monday is supposed to be the low is 18, the high is 35. So all week is supposed to be freezing temperatures. It's been my experience in this city, the short time I've been here. This may happen, and then the moment you start to see 50s, that's kind of like it. And this might be like the surprise storm, because it wasn't really that cold here this year. Not like I thought it would be. And I'm not sure if we're gonna get any snow. We might. If so, it's gonna happen tonight. Hey Stacy, how you doing? They said boycott the playoffs. Absolutely. Somebody asked what were we gonna do. I'm like, not watching any more games. I said maybe reallocate for people to understand what's happening. But yeah, I'm out. I'm out. And all of this, you know, firing only black GMs and trying to push Andrew Berry out and firing McDermott because he supported Shedeur, and then you got Lane Kiffin with this letting people know how he rolled. Okay, all right, yeah, I'm out. So no, maybe they'll hire him for the NFL next. You know, sometimes y'all have to understand. People try to let people know that they can be used or which way they go, so they can get something out of it. If this don't work out at LSU, don't be surprised. It said, I'm keeping warm and humble. That was Tamika. It said, I saw the post. So you did see it. Shout out to Texas. It said, did you see Mark Cuban is offering Mendoza, 39 million? Why would he want 39 million? They must have made $1 billion. They must have. I think they said ESPN makes $1 billion off the national championship game. So 39 million must be a drop in the bucket. Well, good for them, I guess. I just don't think he's that guy. It said it's 10 degrees wind chill below zero here in Cleveland. Oh, wow, Jenkins. It said snowfall tonight. Expect 2.5 feet. Okay, well, you definitely stay warm. Definitely stay warm up there. I'm assuming you went out to the store and did everything you need to do. And because you live up there, this probably happen. Does this happen every year? I'm assuming it does. 272 people hit the like button. It said Mark Cuban needs to go back and rethink who put him on. Not like us. Uh-oh. It said Shiloh is 25. And where was he? Right? Already gone. A whole year gone. So it sounds like to me Indiana's cheating. It said Lane Kiffin, Browns fire coach, Browns QB2, amongst so many other high-priced coaches are still represented by the same agent. What agent is that? Steven, let me know. Shiloh is 25 and Shedeur is 23. It said, oh, Indiana, stack your team for me. That's what it's given. It said Dillon is not a great player. He was in college for 6 years. Right. Indiana coach knew what it was. And he cheated. He cheated. And I'm going to tell you why they're not going to say nothing. Because it's working for them. Because he's producing the check down key. Now, if he was cheating and his quarterback was black and he was a Lamar or a Shedeur, which means pocket passer or dual threat, but mobile, yeah, we would know about it. It's because it's producing what they want. They're looking at Mendoza as, okay, no black quarterback is going first this year. Because you got to look at the last few years, what's been happening, right? That's what's been happening. So they just pop the brakes real hard and they being real nasty about it and being really anti-black to try to feel like they have some kind of control. I don't know why, if it's your league, if all the quarterbacks are black, do you feel like you not have control? So it's not about control. What is it about? Influence. Black quarterbacks have influence. White quarterbacks have influence. It's about who has the influence. See, Shedeur came with the influence. But they knew that, right? So why you invite him? To make a mockery of him? To humiliate him? I can only imagine the conversations these people have behind closed doors. If they text messages ever get out, it's over. It said, I saw the post. It's bitter cold here. The state of Maryland waiting for the snow, ice, and stay warm. Oh, thank you, Crowley. It said the NCAA is going corporate. For what I hear, kind of, yeah. Because we talked about this. I don't know what they're calling it, but I watched a documentary on this. They have corporations or private entities that want to buy the football teams of college, privatizing the football team, not the golf team, not the basketball team, privatizing the football team because it's that much money. So the school would get like 700 million. It said privatizing college football involves transitioning athletic departments toward a for-profit model by partnering with private equity firms. Remember, private equity firms already have what? They have investments. They have like up to 10% holdings in NFL teams. So as that continues, now you're seeing it in college, but as it continues in the NFL, things may change. And what does that mean, right? Let's say you have an owner and they want to sell their team and there's nobody to buy it. Private equity firm. They always got the cash. And one thing these owners want is the capital. That's why owners had limited partners. And I don't know why they've had so many black limited partners. I guess it has something to do with Kaepernick and trying to do right in 2020. Also, that's when they brought Stefanski in too. Keep that in mind. It's like they knew what was going to happen, so they wanted to get a certain kind of people, a Stefanski type. All right, so it says transitioning athletic departments toward a for-profit model by partnering with private equity firms, as seen with the University of Utah's 2025 deal to create a for-profit investor-backed entity. So Utah already shifted, and how far did they get? All right, but they already did it. They already sold out. It said this shift seeks to manage soaring costs, NIL, revenue sharing by monetizing media rights, sponsorships, and licensing through external capital. Now, mind you, it's kind of crazy to me because if the schools run it like a business, why do I need investors? The schools make bank. I mean, Colorado's athletic department made 67 million. What do I need an investor for? Can I not count? Am I horrible at managing the books? Must be. So now you're going to take on a private equity firm to give you money that you already have, but now they're going to give you theirs and they're going to want something back for it. Control, ownership. And then that's when I'm assuming the players become employees. And they wanted that anyway. So this is probably the motivation to go to private equity deals because they want the employees, the players to be employees. Who are the players? Majority. All right, that's what this is about. Why is this not happening to any other sport? Since NIL came on board, there's been all sorts of complaining, whining, people resigning. They don't want to have nothing to do with it because they can't, the black players weren't working for free. They were making money. They were making money. If it's a for-profit business and Utah didn't make any money right away, it ain't about winning, is it? Not for the investors. It's about the dollar, win or lose. Isn't that what the owners do with the TV revenue? Same model they trying to set up. We don't care if you don't come to the games. Remember Coach Prime? 3rd year in a row. Season tickets sold out. That's cool. But we want to see how much money we could get for you watching it on TV. That's what this is about. It said the Utah model became the first to accept private equity, creating Utah Brands and Entertainment LLC to handle revenue generating operations like ticketing and licensing. Why do you need a private company to handle your ticketing and licensing? That could be a department at the university. Aren't there people getting degrees in marketing? Then why are you farming that out? Because it's football. And then you're going to control who's playing and what they look like. Isn't that what's happening in the NFL? And they making bank, but they want to deny the black players that are athletic. They want to deny their athleticism. So Utah's already in it, guys. Utah's already in it. It makes no sense to me. It makes no sense because all it's going to do is allow a third party to be responsible for discrimination. Oh, we don't want a black quarterback. We want a white quarterback because we want white fans to come to the stadium. Isn't that what happened with the WNBA? That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what they tried to do. Who were their fans? Black men. Oh, we don't want them. Why not? They were loyal when you weren't anything. You see? For colleges to do this is shameful. They have people getting degrees in this sort of thing, whether it's a bachelor's degree or an advanced degree. So now you're going to take what makes the most money and privatize it because you don't know how to count. You don't know how to budget. They're going to pay you $700 million and somehow find a way to make $2.5 billion. The players going to become employees because they're black. When I tell you black athletes need to go find another sport, I can't say that enough. I cannot say that enough. So this way schools get to hide their hands behind the racism. Isn't that what's happening in the NFL? Don't they have the same thing? Licensing deals, tickets, TV, media revenue, same thing. Just the same thing. Flexing and flossing. He need to get fired. He need to get fired. It said money moves the world around me. Yep. And you better learn to respect it, number one. And two, you better make sure it don't rule you. Because you will end up somewhere with a head coach worshiping somebody that doesn't like people that look like you or criminality. Good evening, good evening. It said we're calling out tomorrow. I thought he would go to Miami. He should have gone to Miami. He should have gone to Miami. All money ain't good money. And that's what people need to understand. That's what these athletes need to understand. And they better learn. They better learn what's happening at these schools and choose their school wisely, because I wouldn't even go to Utah. Did they win anything? How did they do in the Big 12? Let's see. I didn't even hear about them in the whole sweepstakes with the portal and whatnot. So how's that working out? Let's see the Big 12 standings. Let's see who we got. Utah finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They finished 5-3 under their new model. 5-3. They won 14 games. They lost 6. I don't even know if they were ranked though. West Virginia finished. This must be basketball. Did West Virginia? This must be basketball. Ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Hold on 1 second. Let me make sure I put in football. Hold on 1 second, because that must be basketball. Like, let's see. All right, here we go. Texas Tech, 8-1 on conference. Utah was actually third, 7-2. They won 6 games in a row. I think we played them. I think we lost them like by 52 points or something. They actually beat U of H out. So maybe they were ranked. I don't know. But they are in third place, but I don't know if they went to any playoffs. So under their new model, so let's see what happens to them with the portal. What do they get? We'll see how it's working out for them. I personally don't think it's necessary, but you know, I mean, college itself is a business, right? Academia, it is a business, right? So why would you privatize the licensing, the revenue part, and take somebody else's money and they make money off of you if you're supposed to be an institution of higher learning? Let me know how y'all feel about it. Maybe y'all think it's a good thing. I don't, but you know, let me know what y'all think. It said, good evening, good evening, good evening. It said, Coach Prime already made history. Facts, facts, facts. It said, God bless the snow removers. Right. Now, let's talk about this. Somebody asked me a question about DoorDashers. I don't think Uber and DoorDashers can work in weather like this, right? So does the app not allow them to process any, what is it, like when they get calls and stuff like that? Does the app itself shut down? Let me know if anybody knows. It said I'm boycotting the Super Bowl and NFL games. It said the ones my nephew 12 legendary Shedeur in is playing in. I agree. It said AB skating on thin ice. He already gone. His body's still standing up, but that's about it. Go watch my video that I just put out, and you're gonna see why he already gone. It said I'm only watching the games my nephew's in. Yeah, I think a lot of people feel like that. It said, "Hey sis, how you doing? Who is that? Bridget. Hey Bridget, welcome back. Welcome back. Are you staying warm?" It said, "Have you watched Shiloh and Shedeur trying to find food in Paris? They are hilarious. Shiloh had to get Shedeur together. He endured a lot in Cleveland. Shiloh had to keep reminding him his season is over." Oh no, I haven't seen that. I have to watch that. I have to go watch that. Reputation. It said eruption is about to happen. That's what I say. Just squeeze that dollar until the eagle grins. That's what I'm saying. That's what it is, Ramon. That's what it is. And I just don't think people want to be bothered with that, right? One of the reasons people like college football, I was actually watching an interview. They were asking college players about why they don't pay attention to the NFL. And the dude started off with the black guy. He started off by saying, well, for one, we're busy, but two, we think that college football is actually better. And it is. It's a pure form of the sport. But how long will it be a pure form of the sport as more and more schools begin to privatize? I mean, I would love to listen to somebody who was at Utah before, like a year or two before, and they're on the way out now. And they're part of maybe the third year or the fourth year the privatization has taken place. I would just love to see what they're saying. Because here's the thing, right? The programs already make money. And you hire people to promote the program. But to take it and privatize it, like, what is that about really? What's it really about? That's the question. What's it really about? Yeah, we walk over here. Ain't no point in be sleep. Can't be sleep all day. Can't be sleep all day. Yeah, Lane Kiffin got to go. It said no NFL football TV viewer for the rest of the season. That's right. If Shedeur ain't playing, we not watching. It said I ain't been to Shedeur's channel in a minute. Right. I haven't either. I watch him. I follow him on TikTok now and IG, but not his YouTube. I have to go to his YouTube. It said you hear Shedeur take a shot at the Browns online. It said he walks fast because he's so used to having to escape the pocket. No, I didn't hear that. I did not hear that at all, but it's a valid point. Good evening, good evening, good evening. It's a valid point. It said I'm watching them now. It's hilarious. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch it after this. I might have to watch it. It said Deion Sanders, Talladega College, BA in degree, business, Shiloh Sanders, Jackson State, BA degree, leadership, MS degree, org leadership, Colorado, Shedeur, BA sociology, Colorado, Shalimai. Oh, Shalimai is at A&M. Yeah. How far is Montgomery, Alabama from Atlanta? Does anybody know? I feel like it's like, was it 280 miles? So what's that? 4 hours? Is it 4 hours from Atlanta? We were talking about all of the schools. Oh, guess what I was watching today? That's probably why I didn't see. I haven't been watching sports. My opinions come from my ex and what I see happening from my ex page, Twitter. So I wanted to I saw the Freaknik documentary. So let me tell y'all this story. This is funny. I accidentally paid for a year of Hulu. I have no idea how this happened. I'm like, I didn't even know I had Hulu. I might need to call them tomorrow. I was like, why am I paying $119 to Hulu? I don't watch them, and I don't have the Disney or none of that, right? So I'm like, did I sign up for something like last year that was 99 cents and expired, and now they got my money? So I was like, screw it, I'm gonna watch some of this. So I watched the Freaknik documentary. I didn't make it through the whole thing, but they were talking about how people came for Freaknik and really loved the city and they stayed, right? And I was like, yeah. Or they talked about how they came to the 5 HBCUs and they stayed at Georgia Tech or whatever. They ain't talk about Georgia Tech, but they just said how they came to college and they stayed, which is typical. That kind of happens a lot. And I'm like, yeah. And there's one more thing, not just the people. See, people forget 80% of the population lives within 2 hours of this city. So the kids that go to Tuskegee, that go to Alabama State, that went to Alabama A&M, that's why I was trying to figure out how far it was. Miles College, University of Alabama, not necessarily, I don't see the University of Tennessee that much. I see a lot of Roll Tide. A lot of these people come from colleges in Alabama, South Carolina, North Carolina. Well, not really North Carolina, but South Carolina, because it's only the hour. The state line is an hour away. Then you got Chattanooga is an hour away. Nashville's only 3 hours away. All of those places have colleges. They come to this city too. So I keep telling people Atlanta is a college town. Most people don't look at it like that. But if there was nothing, it's a college town and it's also the state capital. So if you were to take out the state capital part and you were to take out the Metroplex and if it was just like a HBCU isolated on about 500 acres somewhere, you'd be like, Jesus, a lot of people. It's a college town and it functions. Atlanta functions like a college town. Even though it's a state capital, I think a lot of those people must work from home. So when the kids are gone, this city is just dry. And then they're dependent on the people to come from out of town for the weekend or the tourists or something else that's going on. But Atlanta, especially in the city, college town. Yeah, it's a college town and it feels like it. You can tell when they're gone. It's just, and you can tell when they come back. There's a video when they first came back to school, a lot of them, black and white, it was all different nationalities and demographics and racial makeups. They got together at some red light and started doing donuts. And Georgia State Patrol pulled up and they just scattered like ants. It was crazy. It was all college students. It was like, oh, they back. That's how you know they back. So Atlanta's a college town. That's just one of the things that people don't really know unless you spend time in the city. So yeah, they like to come back and do their donuts with their track hawks and they pick up trucks. But Georgia State Patrol does not play. My dollar, it said, who's recording them? Is it a bot? What do you mean? It said, must be the money. It said, check out that Gatorade deal 12 walked away with. It said, this is probably why the NFL having problems also. Well, okay. Is it a new deal or is it a pre-existing deal or is it brand new? Let me know. Hey, Amber, welcome back. It said, greetings all. It said, in the A, the streets are not feeling Stefanski. It said, Stefanski, it said, this is a white buckhead, Cobb County, Troup County, Forsyth County move. There are the majority. It said, these are the majority white 47 counties in Georgia. Oh, okay. Counties in Georgia. I heard people say this a Cobb County move. And I was talking to somebody. I said, okay, so let me ask about Cobb County. They say it used to be really bad. Like it used to be really, really bad. I know Forsyth County bad. Forsyth County had a bad reputation like Vidor, Texas. Anybody familiar with Vidor, Texas? VIDOR? If you know anything about Vidor, Texas, black people didn't even go to Vidor, Texas. That's Forsyth County. Well, it used to be. I don't think it is anymore. I think it has somehow changed. But Forsyth County probably was one of those that in Georgia that they had those, and this don't get talked about a lot, but there were periods in history in Georgia where they ran black people off and told them they had property, black people had houses, they had property, had cattle, and they just told them they had to leave or they was gonna die. And a lot of people died. There's a whole cemetery. I watched a documentary on it. There's a whole cemetery with nothing but the black people that were buried because they refused to leave their land. And they took their land. And this black lady found out about it, that it was one of her family was involved. And she went and found out that the deed was never sold. They just start paying taxes on the land. So they just took their land. You know, that's starting to happen again. It's starting to happen again here in Atlanta. People are somehow going down to the county offices and stealing your deed and putting their names on it and making it put you out. It's the craziest thing. There's no safeguards. So there's these old ledger books. And in the documentary, the lady was people were taking her to go look at the ledger books, and they found her family, and it was blank. The deed was never sold. They took their land, and they ran the black people out and told them, you die or you just give it on up and get the hell out. Some people left, some people stayed and got killed. Damn, it's funny how they don't talk about that. Now that's a movie. You know how they always want to have slave movies? That's a movie they need to tell. You know why they don't want to make that movie? Because people are going to start looking for their land. Yep. Some of y'all have ancestors that own land and it was taken, not sold, and you don't know about it. How old were you first learned that, say, Lake Lanier was actually a city, Seneca Village in New York, or Rosewood? How old were y'all? Y'all were much older. You probably didn't learn about that when you were younger, unless you had a historian or a educator in your family or something. They don't talk about those things because you're gonna go looking. But you have to think about that. Yep, I saw that on. I'm always watching documentaries, so I started. I was like, that's crazy. I said, so now black people just need to start, looking and talking to their relatives that's still alive. See, now a lot of those people have passed on, so you don't really know. So you kind of have to go looking for your family last name, and you have to know what it was at the time. You have to do the genealogy first, and then you have to, find out, did y'all have any land? You have to go and like physically go down there and check. That's crazy. Yep. So black people did own land. They just took it, buried it, burned it, flooded it, forced you off of it. So you say that we didn't have anything. They just took it. Greetings in the A. Yes, the streets are not feeling it. They should get petition together. I'll sign one. It said, I do not like the 92.3 station. They are straight haters talking about bringing the Malik guy in. Did you notice Malik is black? You see? They don't want to mess up a white quarterback's career. So they want to get a biracial coach and get another black quarterback to be over their triplets with Shedeur. Why they just can't trade Shedeur? Why nobody's talking about that? If the Browns don't think Shedeur is good, just trade him. See, the media is sitting on it. They seemingly feel like they run the narrative. This is the thing about us looking away, right? It's just gonna keep happening. And I think that's why I can't look away, because I just can't look away from Shedeur and like let him just be in this situation. So, that's why I think a lot of people staying with it and no, we don't watch the games, we watch the highlights, or we only watch it if he playing. That's just what it is. Like that's just what it is. If he ain't playing, screw it. You ain't even gotta say boycott. If Shedeur not playing, nope, not happening. None of it. And he ain't playing right now, right? So no, absolutely not. Go find something else to do. It's too many. It's so much other stuff to do. There's so much other stuff to do. So yeah, I'm not surprised. It's funny how Malik Willis was supposedly going to Pittsburgh. Remember the coach in Pittsburgh that got pushed out? How much y'all think is playing into Andrew Berry being pushed out is because he gonna try to trade Shedeur? Think about it. So he cannot trade Shedeur, just like Mike Tomlin. See, if there's no black coaches and they only put in the Stefanski type people, they're gonna let Malik Willis rock as a QB2. If there's no other black coaches, and I noticed something, they made sure Pittsburgh's depth chart was filled to the brim with 4 quarterbacks. So Mike Tomlin couldn't go and get Shedeur. See, they already know it's people that want to get that kid, and they moving those people out the way. And they assume that they are black. So I said probably a couple of days ago, the only kind of people that are going to be left year over year as this continues, and it will continue unless divine intervention says, okay, enough. The only kind of people you're going to have left or the Stefanskis on the field and as a coach. Stefanskis, if they black, Jerry Judy's. If they white, just Joel Batonio, just somebody like that. And you know what that means. That's all that's going to be left. Because eventually people going to realize I can't even do it for the money no more. Right. So it's like they gatekeeping with hiring a certain type of a Stefanski type. It said Dabo Swinney has put college football compliance on notice. Investigation is going on in South Carolina. Clemson coach Swinney is exposing tampering. NCAA has been notified about portal tampering. Let's see if anything happens. Who were they tampering with? And why does it seem like since Lane Kiffin left, they trying to bury Ole Miss? What is that about? It's like they trying to bury Ole Miss because they made it without him. Falcons scrambling for damage control. Yep. They gave Stefanski a 5-year deal. Yep. They don't give a damn what the fans think. Arthur Blank, the owner of the Falcons, hired a corporate quarterback, Matt Ryan, president of football operations, a position Blank created just for him. Mm-hmm. Yep. Arthur Blank is the same person who said crap about Lamar Jackson, then lied. And he didn't say what he said. It said, but just because he donates to black causes, that's tax write-off, he thinks he's exempt from criticism. Right. And that's why he does that. And I pointed that out. And I remember he made that announcement around the time the Falcons were playing the Bills, and the Falcons ended up beating the Bills. And I'm like, I feel like he made that donation because he thought he knew what was going to happen. But he was getting in some goodwill. See, everything that they've been doing is to get to this point right here. And it's crazy because it shows that they know their fans matter, but it shows that they really tried to manipulate the fans. And they think if they keep talking about it, it's going to change. They just really do not understand. And I'm like, how arrogant can you be? You're going to have to go out there and win every goddamn game. And maybe they'll care. I don't know. It's not enough for me because, we know what happened. And we know that they hired Stefanski despite the fan base. So I'm a different kind of person, I'm assuming. But they're going to have to win now. And that's what people talk about. This better work. I'm like, and what better work? Do you know what the plan is? The plan is to push out Michael Penix Jr. So how's it going to work? He's your QB1. So if the plan is to hire a coach to ruin the quarterback, and the quarterback is the QB1, Michael Penix Jr., then how would it work? How would it work? Somebody got to get hurt, pushed out, replaced. This ain't going to be peaceful. This will not be peaceful because you're going to find out they lied. You're going to realize, oh, y'all had this planned already. It was not peaceful in Cleveland. It's not peace. That's why Stefanski not there. They trying to reverse the damage that he did. But before that, they're going to try to push out Andrew Berry. And there were people that wanted Andrew Berry fired instead of Stefanski solely because Andrew Berry was black. It didn't have nothing to do with his work. And he actually did a good job. But he's still going to catch it, though. He's still going to catch it because the worst thing he did was to go along with their foolishness on day 3 of the draft, talking about Shedeur skill set. Ain't like that. Excuse me? He the best quarterback you had and better than a lot of these quarterbacks out here. So you went along with the foolishness. And again, I say he going to catch it because you let this happen. You seemingly could not stop Stefanski from abusing Shedeur. And we know Haslam going to catch it. We ain't worried about that. But Barry, he finna get it. They pushing him out as we speak. Go watch the video. It's really good. Leave me a comment if you watch and let me know what you think. Nobody else is talking about that, by the way. Just like nobody else is talking about this. It said, Cleveland media is extremely negative. Yep, Cleveland media trash, bro. I can't listen to them, Tamika. You facts about that. It said, what can we do about it? We staying away. We already said if Shedeur not playing, it ain't happening. You said, where are the black lawyers? Ben Crump gave a lot of attention to this situation, but who we going to represent? They got to be interested first. He can't just sue on behalf of himself. He got to have, that's the problem, right? None of them want to sue. So they out there. Kiffin is exercising his complexion. Yep, that's it. It said, I hope Stefanski get fired after 1 year with the Falcons. I hope McCarthy is fired from Pittsburgh. I could see that. I saw that and didn't even respond to it. I was like, let me see what account this is from so I can block it. About McCarthy, I don't want to hear about none of it. To be honest, if it ain't about Shedeur, I'm not interested. They just being blatantly racist, bro. I'm not I'm not getting with that. And the fact that you see what's happening all over, they planned this. They knew Atlanta knew what they was doing. It explains why they went and got the Matty guy. It explains why they said Penix was a starter, but they also knew what they was going to be doing to Penix. See, I'm not with the racism. If you don't want black people, just stop drafting them. But to draft them and destroy them and abuse them and devalue them like you running some type of plantation, no. And the combine is nothing more than slave sale day. Before that, no. Like they used to put black people on that platform and sell them off. That's how they act. No, they trying to Colin Kaepernick this thing. They get the hell on. They trying to Colin Kaepernick the fans. The fans. Let that sink in. Pittsburgh players are upset that Tomlin is no longer coaching, right? And Tomlin told one of his players, I had a post, I forgot who it was. He told him, get the hell out of there when free agency comes. Tomlin said he gone for good. I'm like, well, that makes sense. You see, McDaniel don't want to be a head coach. I was like, man, you are a head coach. Don't let these people demote you. And they keep wanting to interview him for these jobs. He keep taking his name off the list. I'm like, oh, you figured out that they using you for the Rooney Rule. Oh, okay. Okay, all right. And he also know as a head coach, they're going to set him up to fail. So he like, I'm out. I just be a whatever, a defensive coordinator, or offensive coordinator, or whatever. So yeah, he told the Bills, I'm not interested. And they seriously interviewed Phillip Rivers. I'm like, okay, y'all have lost y'all mind. Dylan started 6 games. Okay. And Shedeur played 7. Shedeur was a starter for the season, but he didn't play the majority of the games. The only folks feed is the fans get or the local paid to say what they have to say. Oh, that show 92.9. Is that the show that we reviewed the other day? We had the 4 guys on and we reviewed their commentary and we talked about how the white guy was the one they let sit up there and say, oh, I don't care what happened to Shedeur because he's not my quarterback. I'm like, you see, they let the white guy say that because they ain't no damn fools. And the other 3 went along with it. Sellouts. Sellouts. Just sellouts. That's what it is. Just sellouts. Yeah, they use that 5th round pick narrative to justify mistreatment, right? But they can't tell me when his skill set changed. When did his skill set diminish? Because that's the only reason why you're a 5th round pick if your skill set is different. Explain. When did his skill set diminish? No, he was a 1st round pick. 2nd off the board. Push down. And they don't want to say that out loud. It's funny how they want to keep talking about the 5th round pick, but how the hell did he get there? Because his skill set did not change. And when people leave comments like that, challenge them and ask them, when did he become a 5th round quarterback? Because his skill set was 1st round, morning of the draft. In fact, it was said it's a good thing Shedeur didn't come to Green Bay because they locked him out of the 1st round. I hope I still have that screenshot. They all look out for their kind. They all the same. They all are the same. Eminent domain had to play a part in those churches. What churches? What churches are we talking about? But probably. It said, did you see Shiloh and Shedeur on Twitch today? Shedeur looks so happy. Not yet. I was watching Hulu because apparently I paid for it. I was like, what is going on here? And I was like, you know what? Everything happened for a reason. I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna be snowed in for a week. And I'm gonna run through Netflix so I have Hulu to watch. I'm like, I'm gonna make the best of the situation. I've been watching a show called either Reasonable Doubt or Unreasonable Doubt on Hulu. Anybody else watch it? It's about a lawyer. It's a black lady. She's a lawyer. Let me know if y'all watched it. I made it through the 1st episode, maybe. But then again, I had other stuff to do. It said even the Mary Cabot had a few news segments saying Shedeur was going to start the last 4 games, that he wasn't going to play more of the games than Dylan. It said they planned for him to play the harder stretch, right? Because that's exactly what they did to Spencer Rattler in New Orleans. They let Spencer Rattler play the hardest stretch of the games, and they let Tyler Shaw play Tampa, which was his toughest game, and he struggled. And everybody else was easy, divisional people, because their division is cakewalk. Atlanta was on their way to lead in that division, or they should have gone toe to toe with Tampa. But they set up Michael Penix Jr. That's why he had, I think, a double ACL. And he coming back sooner than they expected. They would see, that's why they said Michael Penix Jr. is a starter. They didn't think he would be back. But apparently he's healing faster than expected. Let's see what happened now. And I don't watch them. I don't watch them to see what I do not. I will not give them people my energy. I'm gonna have to hear about Michael Penix Jr. on X when somebody tell me he back or something, because definitely not in the off season. Definitely not in the off season. Like, no, I gotta protect my peace. It said, yep, not one coach of color hired, and probably won't be. I'm done with the season last week. Yep, no black quarterbacks, no black coaches. Facts. That's facts. That is facts. It said the black players need to. So let's talk about the kind of player that's going to be left. They got a lot of good guys left, and some people leaving. I think this past season there were a lot of guys who chose to retire, and I think we'll see a lot more of that. I think in Atlanta, I said I want to see who plays for them and who leaves, because they're not happy with that. They actually being threatened. We don't like y'all culture being the one, so we gonna whiten up the place by any means necessary. I mean, it's really just a direct threat from white men to black men. That's all it is. That's why they kicking all the black men out in the above levels. There'll be nobody to help. Shedeur, when they push out Barry, if Shedeur's still there because they refuse to trade him, there'll be nobody to give him a hug and give him an attaboy. That's why I think they pushing him out. I know they have another agenda, but you best believe that's part of the conversation. And they sending a message with McDermott. They sending a message trying to push out Barry. They sending a message. They sent a message with Tony Brown. Remember, they sent a message with Myles Garrett. I still need to find out about his robbery, but I ain't seen nothing yet. They sent a message when they told us about Myles Garrett and all his speeding tickets, but we didn't know about it before he told Shedeur, we're going to need you. Everybody that supports Shedeur gets pushed out or pushed down, however you want to look at it. If they get pushed down, they eventually get pushed out. So they will only have people that allow them to be used against the black quarterbacks that are there. People are talking about how CJ Stroud is being done dirty. Why they doing him so dirty? Because they want him gone. If you could ask why CJ Stroud is being done so dirty, then you should be asking, why does Caleb Williams have a backup that made $10 million last year and he was only drafted the year before? You should ask, why does Aaron Glenn, why is he stepping down? Because there's no path for the, because nobody wants the job. It's funny how in the Jets orbit, nobody wants the job for a different reason. But in the Browns orbit, nobody wants the job for a different reason. I'm like, it's the same reason. Nobody wants to take over this mess and abuse people. And it is a mess. All of it's a mess. The league is a hot mess. But I said that weeks ago. I just said AZZ. Pittsburgh fans should not have booed the 19-year-old coach who took them to the playoffs. The 19-year coach who took them to the playoffs every year. Right. So let them get what they want. Let them get what they want. That's what I say. It said, look at the teams. They gave them Falcons. It said, look at the teams they gave them. Falcons had a good team. Steelers had a good team. And Giants, give them all your good brothers. All of our good brothers. The Giants weren't good though, right? Didn't they only win like 2 or 3 games? But I understand the Steelers were a good team. Actually, the Browns were a good team. They were choosing on offense. They were choosing to not be good. See, they already knew they didn't want to win this year. That's why I said, was Stefanski bribed, incentivized to lose? Because look at how he got rewarded. See, the same thing happened with the guy, Mark Andrews. It is coming in the form of your next contract. That's what it's given. Mark Andrews is a 14-year veteran that had issues 5 years ago. That's why they went out and got all the other people like Isaiah Likely, etc. So why are you paying him $23 million fully guaranteed off a $30 million contract and he 14 years in? The Washington Commanders were forced to sell for this type of thing. Overpaying veterans. Mark Andrews is overpaid. So what was he overpaid for? Stefanski was overpaid. What was he overpaid for? I said it. Since they have court cases where black head coaches were bribed to lose, that's the allegation. How are they going to be paid? Their next contract? That's what people need to be talking about. It said they want Josh to win so bad, they can prop him up like the face of the league over Mahomes, right? And where's Mahomes this year? Out with a season-ending injury. How convenient. 17-32. This the year Pat Mahomes find out they can see he black. And I'm serious. I'm dead serious. It let him know what side he on now. Or how they see him. We always knew he was black. And now it matters, so you got to go. That's it. That's just it. Lamar thinks he's going to the Raiders, right? Because they seem to be pushing him out. And I don't understand why they are pushing him out. And one of the ways you knew they were pushing him out was because Lamar Jackson and all of the offense wanted to get the guy that was pushed out of the Washington Commanders organization, Jada Daniels, OC. Those players were upset by that. They didn't care. So the Ravens were like, well, since he gone, we want him to come here. And they said Lamar was leading that effort. I knew when they didn't hire that guy, they didn't give a damn what Lamar thought because they're going to ship him elsewhere. Everybody that's left about to get done dirty. If you think last year was dirty. Because they bold. They riding high. Look at Lane Kiffin. That was dirty, wasn't it? That was gross, wasn't it? Letting it hang out, right? They're going to be the same way. Because they like, oh, ain't nobody going to stop us. That's how they act. They act like somebody told them this was a game and you got to come into the grocery store and fill up everything in your cart, get everything you want in 60 seconds and come on back to the front. That's how they act. So they rushing through, getting this person, because they're white. They don't give a damn who they are. They don't even care about winning and losing. As long as they get that check from TV. Let's see if they miscalculate. It's going to be left with nothing but fanatics, people who willing to sell out their own people and protect those that hurt their people. That's all. And Stefanski's. That's it. That's what it's going to be left with. It's going to implode at some point. Their stadium's already getting smaller. Okay. Now fans are starting to learn from each other. Oh, Buffalo did a petition. Atlanta needs to do a petition. Atlanta needs to just collect the signatures. Just to show how people are. Since they feel like, oh, it's the off season. They'll be all right by the time we get to the season. Collect them signatures, Atlanta. I'm happy to give you mine. It said, can't trust these people. Nope, you cannot. It said, I watched the 2024 draft because I knew Shedeur was going second pick. It said, don't bring that draft over here this time. Yeah, we're not watching the draft. I'm out on that. Somebody asked what did Lane Kiffin do, so y'all let them know. Hold them accountable. That's it. They just recycling the same old coaches, right? Because they gatekeeping. They gatekeeping whiteness. They keeping black people out and gatekeeping whiteness. So they're hiring the same people that they believe are not going to hire any black staff, any black quarterbacks, only at the positions that get the CTE. Watch what I tell you. That's O lineman and tight end. We'll see. They made sure all three guys had great defenses. It said the Giants D-line, Harbaugh. It said ATL defense, Stefanski, and McCarthy have a great defense to either the Steelers. I don't know. They trying to force all of the quarterbacks that all the coaches they interview to keep Schwartz on staff. Just so you know, Stefanski hired Schwartz. They do too much, and they got what they want. 2 non-black QBs in the Super Bowl, right? And I'm out. I am definitely out. 3 degrees in St. Louis. Ooh, wow. Stay warm for sure. I agree. The Browns need new ownership. That's what's wrong with the Browns. 12 degrees in DC. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So 3 degrees in St. Louis, 12 degrees in DC. It said, I know folks in the chat know Josh Allen and Justin Herbert got their bags and haven't brought their teams to the promised land yet. Some black folks in the media still going after CJ Stroud. Right, because this is to push CJ out. CJ was treated like Justin Fields. But understand this, Justin Fields was year one. CJ put that team on his back and went to the playoffs and went toe-to-toe with Pat Mahomes and got cheated. So he was set up in his sophomore year, just like Jaden Daniels has been set up and injured in his sophomore year. It is not a coincidence that Jaden Daniels' OC was stripped away from the team because they were good together and left the coach that allowed Jaden Daniels to get injured. Why haven't the Texans move off of their coach? He said CJ Stroud is still the guy. But they traded who? They did the same thing to Deshaun Watson. They traded DeAndre Hopkins. So I guess CJ ain't into nothing like that. So what did they do? They had him sacked excessively. And after they had him sacked excessively his sophomore year, and I don't know if he'll ever be the same, and he actually said it, like they did Justin Fields, and Justin Fields needs to sue the Chicago Bears. They sent his menace to Washington, where Jaden Daniels is, for his sophomore year. Don't be surprised if you hear somebody come from Washington to where Shedeur is. In fact, somebody already has, but Stefanski never let the guy play. Cornelius Lucas came from Washington. That opens up the door for another trade for Washington. Let's see if it's the left tackle or the right tackle. It's always the right tackle, but let's just see. I don't know if Barry gonna be there, and that's another thing. See, Barry was looking out, in my opinion, by constantly getting left tackles and right tackle people that can play both sides, but the left tackle and the right tackle position. But Stefanski refused to play them, and now they trying to push out Barry. Why? Because seemingly he was at some point trying to help Shedeur so he can trade him. But if Barry is no longer the GM, that ain't gonna happen. You would think Barry would trade Shedeur, wouldn't you? If he don't have that job, it ain't gonna happen. And right when the trade deadline was happening, when Shiloh moved to Miami and said he was keeping a room for Shedeur, and the Browns had a tryout for an undrafted free agent quarterback from Memphis, come to find out, it seems that maybe the black GM in Miami maybe was talking to the black GM in Cleveland. And the black GM in Miami got canned. Now it's Andrew Barry's turn after the black GM in Atlanta got canned. Only black GMs. So thank you for sharing that, Anita. I appreciate it. It says CJ Stroud not wanting him to get paid. Oh yeah, no, they try to push CJ Stroud out because it's gonna be time to talk about a contract extension. That's why everything that happened to him last year and this year is exactly what it was. I'm surprised they let him get to the playoffs. But I think they're trying to run CJ off, like they're trying to run off Lamar and everybody else. Anthony Richardson, everybody that came in 2018, 2019, 2020, 21, 22, 23, 24, they were all black first round. Every last one of them. That's why they're so fawning over Mendoza, because we did it. That's why. Mm-hmm. When the Texans pushed out Stephon Diggs, people like, what the hell are the Texans doing? Cam Newton was asked about CJ Stroud. He said, do you blame him? He said, no, because they took all his weapons away. They did the same damn thing to Deshaun. So how is it? It's different ownership, right? I think they got different owners than when Deshaun was there. Deshaun was like 2017. So how is it the same thing happens when the Texans have a black quarterback? How is it they keep taking their best receivers? How is it Stephon Diggs is going to the Super Bowl? Or wherever, somewhere. I don't even keep up with it. So somewhere. Because he was good. So why they moved him out? Because he was good. Just like DeAndre Hopkins to break up the band. Shedeur and Quinshon were tight at one point. Then it became Shedeur and Harold Fanning Jr. Both of them got moved out the way. The Browns didn't even want Travis. So what does that tell you? Tennessee didn't either. What does that tell you? They don't want the stars of their teams to be black. Period. Which is why they kept trying to suppress Shedeur. They knew he was famous. They know who he is. This was not about his father. This is about his power and his influence. We don't want to talk every week about a black quarterback. That's why they've never had one drafted in the first round, which lets you know that they did a bait and switch with Shedeur was illegal. It should let you know that it was premeditated to get Flacco and Kenny Pickett so they could suck up the reps and get pushed out. Why? Because before the season even ended, when Flacco was traded, Andrew Berry had already got back his 2 fifth-round picks he expended to get Shedeur. And if he didn't have Flacco and Kenny Pickett, that wouldn't have happened, right? It's funny how it was quarterbacks. It was premeditated. Look at how dirty they are right now. You can't even think that was on the up and up. Stefanski said, the Lord works in mysterious ways. Yeah, you in Atlanta. You better start wondering if they like you or if they trying to push you out. Because that's crazy. It said, I truly appreciate the fact that how Colin Kaepernick stood for his black people and didn't care about the NFL and took them to court and got an enormous settlement. Yeah. And they took his career. That's why people don't sue. They wait until, and I feel bad for people that are waiting for these people to value them. LSU basically just told Jordan Seaton they played him. He could have been posted that. He could have been posted that. He could have posted that if they got the other black guy from Ole Miss, the one that I wanted to get at Colorado. And guess what? Ain't nothing you can do because the portal don't open again to January. See how they play in your face? See how they play in your face? Yeah, he could have posted that already. 19 degrees in Maryland. Ooh, yeah. It said the temperature in Maryland is about 20. Oh, a lot of you in Maryland. Okay. Oh, that was Tina. Okay. It said the Rooney Rule is to silence black people. The NFL doesn't value. Nope, they do not. They are showing you they do not. And they don't care what you think. Just like Lane Kiffin. 22 in Dallas. Covered in snow. Uh-oh. So y'all covered in snow, Amber? 14 in Arkansas and snowing. Wow. Okay, Nicole. -7 in Philly. So y'all snowed in there, right? -7 is guaranteed for snow, right? You can't be -7 without snow, right? Is that possible? Let me know. Somebody did say something about the snow in Philly. It is 51 in Montgomery. Oh, that's not so bad. Y'all definitely don't have any snow, right, Peter? 72 degrees in South Florida. Ha ha. By Design said she where it's warm. Imagine Mike McDaniels leaving Miami to go to Cleveland. I would cancel on them too. He also canceled on Buffalo. Imagine going from Miami to Buffalo. No, that's why he took the job with the Chargers. He like, hey, the weather matters. That's facts. That's facts. That's facts. It said, I have never liked Josh Allen. Yep, you never change. They don't change, Anita. Cynthia said, Detroit at 7 degrees, feel like a -4. Ooh, so is it windy? Wind chill is the bone chiller. Anybody in Chicago? It said Las Vegas, we have a nice weather All week, sunny at least 60 plus. Oh, okay, okay. 57 in Phoenix. Okay, okay. I expect you to come on at 7 tomorrow. Why? 7 in the AM or 7 in the PM? Let me know. Oh, because we all snowed in. I probably do probably come on earlier than that. Because I don't think you mean 7 a.m. I think you mean early. So yeah, I think last time we had this kind of situation. I did what's called the streamathon. So we'll be doing one tomorrow. I fixed some gumbo. I cooked some gumbo. That's facts. That's facts. So yeah, we'll be doing a streamathon tomorrow. So look for that. Look for that. Just going through the comments. How many people in here? Let's see. 259. All right. So we're doing a streamathon tomorrow. It's not gonna be canceled hours in advance. So just leave your notifications on, and when it pop up, just show up and just say hi, even if you can just say hi. So yeah, we'll do a streamathon tomorrow. Instead, I'm not watching anything. Catch up on Christmas movies. Oh, Christmas movies. In the heat of the night. Benson, anything. When are you watching Benson? That's what I want to know. What channel is that on? It said H-Child, some of ATL saying that Kevin taking them to the Super Bowl. Okay. It says stop showing off Las Vegas. Facts. It said I stocked up on food yesterday. Okay. Yeah, we got a lot of food too. It said people forget the O-line in defense makes a QB feel comfy or not. Facts. That's a great point. That's a great point, Alpha. Mark Cuban went to Indiana, so he's alma mater. That don't mean he's not trying to buy into the program. He is probably alma mater, but that's a lot of money. State of emergency is here in St. Louis. Yeah, they had one in Atlanta. I was like, how y'all issue a state of emergency and ain't nothing happened yet? They issued a state of emergency like 2 days ago. I was like, are y'all psychic? So I think it might be some ice out there, but I don't know. Instead, I'm looking at Cuba sideways, and you should. And you should. Did he bring Dirk to Dallas and then they kicked Dirk out after he left? And the reason they kicked Dirk out is exactly what Dirk, well, not Dirk, Luca. Luca had whatever he had going on when they kicked him out. He had going on when Mark Cuban brought him in. And Mark Cuban left, then the man got shipped out. And they said maybe LA is better for his situation because he drinks beer and smoke. And I'm like, how you gonna let Luca drink beer and smoke? What you gonna do when the other players want to do it? That was the problem, right? That's why he kept going through training staff. They were trying to get him in shape because he didn't care. Why would he? Mark Cuban signed him like that. And then he bounced. I said Dirk, but it's Luca. My bad. It said wish Shedeur would go to Europe and play football. Actually, I wish he'd just do something else. I'm sorry. Yes, we do. And get out your feelings. Get out your feelings. We're gonna have to ban you. Take care. It says Shedeur and Shiloh showed out. Represent the fam, and Patty. Yes. So y'all said there's another video to watch. I'm gonna have to go watch it. It said everything shakes down to money in every sector of life, the value of this country. Yes and no. The NFL did not want to make money with Shedeur. It shakes down to race first, money second. Wasn't that the whole point of the tweet that came out for 47? Oh, y'all stupid. You know how much money you can make? Fact. They didn't want that. See, people think it's about money. It's about race first. And then it's about money, who they want to make money with, who they will allow to make money with them. Right? They want to profit off of you, but when it's a position of power and influence, you can't get it. So it's not about money first. It's about race in this country. And when people think it's not about race, I'll just be like, Lord have mercy. I pray you don't find out the hard way. Cannot control the outcome. You cannot. Oh, I think I saw that. I didn't watch it either. That's marketing for sure. Big bank versus little bank. Yep. Now see what they're gonna need to do. What's gonna happen? So let's say Atlanta, we get down months down the road, preseason games. They don't want to watch. They don't want to go. They're gonna go looking for somebody. They're gonna need some black people to help, unless they got some people hiding somewhere that they're gonna bring out there. And who you think they're gonna ask? Anybody that will agree with it. And they're gonna start with them analysts sitting on the desk. people are talking about those analysts now. They're talking about how all of these black coaches and GMs are being fired, and they're not talking about it because they care more about their paycheck than they care about their people. That's why they have those jobs in the first place. Didn't I tell y'all Ryan Clark's son got cut? Just like Terrell Owens' son, Frank Gore Jr.'s son. At one point, Asante Samuel's son. Asante Samuel's son is back. Ryan Clark's son was on the practice squad where Mike Tomlin was. So let's see what happens with that. I think we see why Whitaker went back to college. What's his name? The one that looked like Usher. Yeah. Morris is his name. Marcus Morris or something like that. The head coach over there. Hey, St. Ivy. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. What's the temperature where you are? Who wants to go to Utah? Yeah, no. I mean, I know it's beautiful. I know it's beautiful. Thank you, St. Ivy. I appreciate you. I know it's beautiful, but it is beautiful, but I don't. I don't see it. I mean, I think I would have to be from there to have that type of allegiance to want to go there. I would go to Colorado first before I go to. Well, that was before they start disrespecting Coach Prime, so I don't want to go there either. I'm excited about Colorado this season. Who else? We'll probably talk about them tomorrow. I have a good post to go in to discuss. Oh, on the members only live stream, I went over all the introductions. So if y'all haven't watched it yet, go watch it. I did my commentary about what they introduced, and I was telling y'all who it is that I was most excited about, what coach, etc., and what I noticed, who was there, who wasn't there, and the way the room, the way things look, etc. So go check that out. I thought that was a good one. It said when all those coaches, OCs, defensive coordinators went to watch CU players and saw Shedeur up close, it spooked the hell out of them. It said witness firsthand his talent, but realized his giftedness, thus the collusion. You know why they went there? So you wouldn't suspect anything. That's why they went there. They knew when they went there, they weren't drafting him. I'm telling you, the moment Shedeur hit number 1, October 2024, it was over. After that moment, it was over. He just didn't know it, but everybody, a lot of other people probably did. That small circle, that circle of trust, they knew it. So when they said he needed an agent, why? It wouldn't help. I thought you didn't like his dad, so what an agent have to do with that? Or I thought you didn't like him because he was entitled. What an agent gonna help with that? That was just something to say. You know why? Because Cam Ward did not have an agent. And that's another thing that they getting upset about, right? These guys are making decisions for themselves. Now wait till they want to retaliate against everybody that didn't come out of school last year. Let's see what happens with Trinidad Chambliss' case in Mississippi State Court against the NCAA. Colorado Buffs have an amazing group of players and coaches that Coach Prime has brought to CU. I'm excited. I'm excited too. I also tell y'all what it was. I asked y'all questions, but then I also shared with y'all what I am looking for from Colorado this year. Because, you know, expectations, right? So I shared that too on the members live stream from this past Friday. It said, when Shedeur, number 12, walked in. Okay. Okay. It said, Shalimar is in Huntsville, Alabama. I thought she's at Alabama A&M, which is in Montgomery. I don't even know of a major school in Huntsville, unless it's Alabama A&M Huntsville. But she goes to Alabama A&M, which is in Montgomery. She goes to an HBCU. I don't think there's an HBCU in Huntsville. I've been to Huntsville. If you ever trying to get to Huntsville and it says something about Turkey Neck Mountain, you don't want to go that way. Just go around whatever freeway way they got. And you looking at the map, it's not a picture of the mountain. It talks about other stuff. And I'm like, why they just didn't tell me I was finna just drive over 2 mountains? That was crazy. And it was freezing just like it is right now. Went to see Cat Williams in Huntsville, Alabama. And he was like, I didn't know y'all was coming because everything closed. And it was. And I made it there. But it was crazy. I pulled over to the side of the road. I was like, I just want to go back. I want to go home. I was like, cause I think I had just came down one mountain. Then there was another one. I was like, God, I was like, no. And it wasn't even supposed to be like that. It's just it was like 24 degrees. And my car kept saying something about like whenever you would drive over a bridge, the ice or whatever. And I was like, I don't know if I could do another mountain. But I'm in the middle between mountains, and I'm like, I guess I gotta go. I was like, never again, never again, never again. And I was like, damn, I didn't know they had mountains like this over here. But the foothills of the Appalachians. So just know if it say anything, it don't just stay on the freeway. That's all I can say. It was like, go this way, it's shorter. It was scarier. 24 degrees at night in the mountains. I'm like, you just driving through the mountains, and to come down out the second mountain was just this winding staircase like road where you had to drive like 2 miles an hour, and people behind me were getting frustrated. I didn't care. I was like, look here, y'all ain't gonna never see me again. And they had houses in these mountains. These people live in the mountains. So trying to get to Huntsville from Atlanta, just stay on the freeway. It might be shorter, but it was damn sure scarier. I was like, and on my way back, because everything was frozen over. So on the way back, I think the sun came out, the snow, the ice started to melt, and the hotel was right there by the freeway. I was like, I should have just stayed on this damn freeway. Lesson learned. I will never be in Turkey Neck Mountain ever again. Redneck, Turkey Neck, something like that mountain. I don't know. I think it's called Turkey Neck. Yeah. I don't know why it's called that, but that's what it's called, I think. And it's country too. If you haven't figured that out. It's country, but they have houses in there though. It said, yeah, I seen that about escaping the pocket. Yeah, I haven't seen that. I gotta check that out. Hotlanta, that's it. Not tonight though. Not tonight. It said the Gatorade commercial is fired. Is it new? Is it new? Viter is no joke at all. At all. That's facts. That's facts. Just some demons. That's really what it is. It's just some demons. That's the only way to explain it. Just straight demon. They on demon time over there, and not the kind that the other kind. I don't even know if that still exists, but they some demons. And people need to look at it like that. They need to look at it like that because that's what it is. Okay, I guess I gotta go. What time is it? Okay, yeah, we 2 hours in. All right, so we're gonna do a stream-a-thon tomorrow. 259 of us tonight. We'll be back tomorrow. Just turn your notifications on. So here's what we're gonna do. We just gonna chat. We just gonna all come together on a live stream. I'm probably gonna have some stuff to talk about, but we just gonna be chatting. Now, if you want to come on audio, email me your email address, and I will email you the link. And about 10 people could come on, and we could just be talking and hanging out. If y'all want to do it. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. It's not mandatory. But if you decide you want to do it, my email address is what she said 404@gmail.com. I'm gonna give members first preference. If members don't want to do it, then I just open it up to whoever can listen to me right now. And when you email me, let me know why you're emailing me. Say, hey, I would like to be on audio tomorrow. So we'll just kind of do that, and we're just gonna be talking. If there's a movie or something out, we can put that on and I'll kind of watch it like we used to do the football game. I mean, I know we all don't have the same, but if I find a movie on YouTube, maybe we can everybody got YouTube. We can just put a movie on and watch it at the same time and talk about it. Maybe it's a Christmas movie. I don't know. If you have any ideas, email them to me. But what I'm thinking of doing is audio only tomorrow. I'll give members first, right of refusal. And it will just be on tomorrow for like a stream-a-thon. So for a couple hours. All right. I will see y'all later. Thanks for watching What She Said Sports. Y'all have a good night. See you at the stream-a-thon tomorrow. And if you have any ideas, email them. And if you want to be on the audio, email me and let me know. That's why you're emailing me. See you later. Have a good night, everybody.